lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. Welcoming you back to a kitchen counter thrift haul. Now, obviously what's going on here is a big Pyrex blowout. I have found all these pieces of Pyrex within the last, I want to say, 6 weeks or so. And I've been holding on to it to just sort of sell it all at the same time. Now, everything that you see here is already listed in the Old Curiosity Shop. It's all listed at auction, and they run for 7 days. The link is below if you see anything you're interested in. And I'm just going to zoom over everything. I'm not going to name a lot of patterns or dates because those of you who collect Pyrex, you already know what you're looking at. So you'll recognize things like gooseberry and butterprint and sunflower and so forth. Town and Country. I think that one is called Town and Country right there. We'll just kind of scan over it all. And by the way, I'm selling each one piece by piece. I don't really have complete sets of anything, so each bowl or dish is just being sold on its own. You can see I've got some lids. And I will tell you that every single piece of Pyrex that you see here, except one, is in B+ or better condition. I do not buy Pyrex if it's chipped. I've never seen a piece that's cracked. But I never buy it if it's chipped, and I don't buy it if it is in bad condition or needs a lot of restoration. I just steer away from that. So everything has a really beautiful shiny luster and is really in what I would call B+ condition or better. Even these glass lids have no chips on them. And if you'll notice, really shiny luster to the glossiness on these bowls. You don't see utensil marks or dishwasher damage. It's all in really good shape. Nobody would be disappointed with any of these. One of the big butterprint bowls, now I've got two. That's the only duplicate that you see here. Here's one big one, and here's the other big one. This one is in like A+ condition. This is the only bowl here that I would not have bought. You know, it's respectable, but I want you to notice the little bit of wear that you see right here. Now, I know that's not bad. Let me see if I can pick it up. But I really only like to sell Pyrex that's in awesome condition. I don't know if I can, yeah, I can get it. So I just want you to see what I mean by wear on this one. If we go close up, you see the scratches on it. Not bad at the bottom. A little bit of wear around the top. That's okay. I mean, it's not horrible, as I said. And you can see the inside is nice. But how do I want to do this? I think if I do that, did that help? That really doesn't help any. I would consider this piece there. Gently used. You know, it's not splotchy and worn out, and the inside of it is clean. I bought this because nesting inside of it was this one and this one. And these two are in fantastic condition. And so, but I had to buy all three to get the two that were in really good shape. So, hold on now. It's going to bang. Hold on. We're okay. So that's the only one that is in above average condition, but not as good as the rest of them. The only thing I will talk about is this set right here. You may not be familiar with Bradford House, and I'll give you a close-up of it. And you'll see on the back, for those of you who are interested, let me read that. See that? Now, Bradford House was used at the lunch counters of a 5 and dime, well, it wasn't really a 5 and dime, but it was a discount store called Grant's. And we had one in my hometown, and I have very fond memories of being taken there by my grandparents. I wouldn't really call it a 5 and dime, but it was similar to let's see, similar to Murphy's, if you have a Murphy's in your hometown, but probably slightly more expensive than Woolworth's. But and there were so many others. I can't think of the rest of the names I'm trying to think of, but W.T. Grant was the name of the store, and sort of like a Kmart, I guess, from what I remember. And they had a lunch counter, and this is what was used on that lunch counter. And I'm selling all of these together just as a novelty. So there's a cup and saucer, a bowl, and a platter. And as I said, all four of these I'm going to sell together in one lot. This was used in the 60s and early 70s at Grant's. Oh, Ames is the name of another one of those stores I was trying to think of. Ames, Grant's, Murphy's, you know, these are all pretty much the same kind of store. All right, so backing up, there it is, big Pyrex blowout sale. Now what I'm going to do is, don't turn off yet, I'm going to clean the kitchen counter off and show you some other things. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. Well, okay, the counter has been cleared off of all of the Pyrex, and I have spread out some new things for you. Let me turn this music down just a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Hopefully you're still with me. Okay, now, all the Pyrex that you just saw 2 minutes ago, that's all listed. In fact, I listed that a couple of days ago. There's about 5 days left in all of those auctions. The things that you're looking at now, they're all for sale, except my coffee mug. But I haven't listed them yet. I do have the photographs taken, uploaded, and I've written up the drafts of the descriptions, but I have just not yet listed it. This stuff is going to be listed within the next 24 to 48 hours. So if you see anything you're interested in here, check back in the old Curiosity Shop within the next day or two, and it should be up and running. We haven't brought you a cup of coffee in a while, and I've really been in a peach luster mood. Now that Christmas is officially over, Sunday was Epiphany, and now I'm sort of, I don't know, I just was in the mood for some sparklies. I wasn't ready for red Valentine's Day yet, so we're going to do Peach Luster by the Anchor Hocking Company. And this is their classic D-handled mug. This stuff was enormously popular in the 1950s. And yes, that is my original baby spoon. I think this came from Gerber baby food, and so that's been around for quite some time. I can't imagine my mouth being that small. There's my ginger snap, and because my sinuses are bothering me, I'm chewing on some crystallized ginger. I already bit out of that. Try it, it's a nice remedy. You chew on this crystallized ginger, and boy, it'll open those sinuses up. Alright. Now, there is a piece of Pyrex on this counter. Oh, I didn't show you my stuff yet. Let's zoom in. Well, I just gave it away. Okay, there it is. That's not Pyrex. Well, it sure is. It's an unusual piece of Pyrex because it's a cut-to-clear pie pan, which also doubles as a lid. And we'll see it's marked Pyrex right here. Imagine I've got it either upside down or backwards, but you get the picture. See it? Now this way it's the lid for a casserole dish, and this way it's a pie pan. This one appears to have had a lot of use as a pie pan because there's a lot of wear on the bottom of it where it would have been set down like this. It's a flashed on ruby red, which is cut to clear. Cut to clear simply means that they cut away down to the clear glass to give this rose pattern on it, I guess, or floral pattern. From what I can see, this dates to the 1940s. I'm not sure about that, but it certainly predates the collectible Pyrex of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But if you are a Pyrex collector, or know one, and would like a somewhat unusual piece of Pyrex, there 'tis for your next pumpkin pie. You saw me thrift these two pieces of restaurant ware. And I think we've decided this is a small soup. And I don't know why I wasn't thinking, but some of my subscribers helped jog my memory. Yeah, you can go into diners and ask for a bowl of soup or a cup of soup or chowder, and this would be the small cup size, and that's probably what it is rather than an open sugar. And it says, I'll let you see it. I really like that. The restaurant-ware pitcher is also made in Pennsylvania. And it's a nice big size for really milk or juice. And I'll let you see the bottom of that. That's Jackson vitrified china from Falls Creek, Pennsylvania. And this is probably all restaurant-ware that could have been made any time during the mid-century 50s, 60s, maybe even the 70s. Now, sticking with restaurant-ware, I've got some examples of Fire King over here in the blue Delphite, and that would be right here. Now, these are pieces of restaurant-ware. Restaurant-ware is usually, obviously, heavier, thicker, meant to stand up to a lot of use, high temperatures in the industrial dishwashers and so forth. And so this is restaurant-ware, blue Delphite, probably from the 1950s or early 60s. We can see it says Fire King on the bottom. That's a creamer. No, it's not. That's a sugar bowl. And a saucer. Now, this is all I could find in this particular shop. I have never, I don't think, ever been able to actually find restaurant-ware Delphite by Fire King, so it was fun to find it. Also by Fire King back there, you'll recognize the blue charm pattern. I won't pick them up, but there's a luncheon plate and two small bread and butter plates or dessert plates. Still a very popular pattern because it goes well with all the mid-century. Two little champagne or wine stems, I suppose, by Cambridge in the Caprice pattern. I always have to stop and say Capri are pants, and Caprice is the name of the pattern. And this pattern, I believe, is a 1950s, 60s pattern. The color is called Midnight Blue. It's a beautiful blue, and it's a pretty easy pattern. You've seen me thrift pieces of it before, and sometimes you see me pass pieces up. There are certain pieces that are very common. Little divided nut dishes and relish dishes. They seem to be extremely plentiful. Stems are a little harder to come by, and because elegant depression glass is so delicate, you usually find this with chips around the end. I know you can file those chips down. I prefer to buy it unchipped. And so I did buy these two stems for $1 each, and I'll see if I can get about $20, $22 for the two stems. We'll see. And then in front is this adorable little bride and groom. What are they? Well, they're birds, but I don't know what type of bird they are. And I've been fiddling with them to try. I'm going to say bride and groom because he's in his top hat and she's in her little floral veil, I guess, and things she would wear at her wedding. And see the way their wings are, I've been trying to figure out how do they fit. They wouldn't fit that way. It's almost like their wings should be entangled. Now, they can't really kiss each other because their wings get in the way. So, I don't know. Let's try. Maybe they do kiss. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, he's putting his wing this way. And, well, he's a little off-centered there. He's like me with his progressive lenses. That's what would happen to me. But they're cute, and there aren't any chips or cracks. There's a little paint loss on the tip of that wing. And a smudge there that was made during production. And these are obviously Japan. They have their corks in them. And they're really cute. And I guess we have to use the SAT word of anthropomorphic because they have pretty eyelashes. I don't know that birds do. I've never found Blu-ray before until this little collection right here. I'll let you see it. Okay, Blu-Ray Pastels, and this is 1946, remember, the dating system, we've talked about that before. Okay, all clearly marked, and these are just some odd pieces, 2 cups, 2 saucers, and 4 plates. But I love how you can just mix and match all these pastels. I think there are 3 plates, 3 little dessert plates or bread and butter plates in blue. There's 1 pink, and there's a cup and saucer in blue and yellow. So obviously I have them the other way around, but I kind of like mixing them. Okay, back here is a Swan vase in pink glass, probably Depression era. And Valentine's Day is coming up, ladies and gents. Wouldn't that be lovely with 1 long stem rose in it? Hint, hint. Okay, no chips or cracks, and no cloudiness, like the weather here today in the Northeast. And detached retina moment, were you with me when I thrifted these? Well, actually I didn't thrift these. I bought these in an antique store, but they were moderately priced. There was a discount, and I happen to know that there are lots of Scottie Dog collectors, and I think I can make a little $15 to $20 profit off of these after I pay the expenses. And these are big. I didn't measure them, but they're very large size. They need to be dusted. Scottie Dog Bookends. I love the colors. I love the combination of this depression green and black with sort of a cream background on the books and the bases. Here's a Scottie all in black, very dusty. And then his friend over here is spotted. These are just wonderful. They're made in Japan, and they're going to date to the we'll say the late 30s, mid-30s, 1930s. The Made in Japan mark is right there. Just not really focusing on that one. But it's a very we all have talked many times about the popularity of the Scottie. There's Made in Japan and all kinds of terriers. So we won't go into all of that. But these are perfect. There's not a chip or a crack on them. Now the glaze is crazed. It always is. We don't mind that. But no cracks or chips in the pottery, in the ceramic. And these are just really nice. I'll turn them around, let you see the whole thing. There's the back side. I really, really like these. This would, for Scottie Dog collectors or anybody who's into sort of a Great Depression era interior, you got to have Scottie Dogs. And these bookends, I've never seen them before, and I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to sell for over $50, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be tough to part with them, but again, I can't keep everything, so I have to make decisions. Okay, so as I said, it's going to all be listed in the next couple of days. Here we are in January. I trust everyone had a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful New Year. Prosperity and health to everybody. Hey, it's coming up on my 2nd year anniversary of my little YouTube channel here. I started it 2 years ago in January. Some of you have been with me since the get-go, and some just found me this week. And I appreciate everybody who watches and all of your comments and thoughts and kind words, and we're sort of like a family here. And I do appreciate that. I just wanted to mention that. Okay, the description, the link to my shop is in the description box below. Go check out the Pyrex, and check me out this week for all these items to appear. And then I'll be back in another day or two with a thrift haul video, and finally, my this and that, which I've been promising. And I've been saving up subscriber photographs and little anecdotes and things that you've sent me. I haven't forgotten you. So I promise you I'm going to work on that soon. Okay, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.